4:30. The last day of North Carolina turkey season, and I'm headed to a river. I've hunted this place about 3 years in a row. Killed turkey there last year, opening day, and had several good run-ins. Hunted there twice. Hunted there 3 times this year, opening day. I had some turkeys gobbling just on the roost. Just kind of shut up real quick, and then later in the day I had a little bit of gobbling action, but not terribly much. Next time I hunted there, kind of mid-season, had the best day of turkey hunting I've ever had in my life. Called in 11 birds, called in 3 or 4 toms. The rest were jakes and hens. I got some jakes about 5 yards from me. We're heading back to the same spot. There's a little pocket that seems like they like to roost. It's about an hour drive, so I'm going to be getting down there about an hour and 10 minutes. I'll be getting down there about 5:40, right at legal shooting light, so we'll be pushing it, to get in there. I typically just stay in the canoe, got my trolling motor. I'll just cruise down the river until I, hear some gobbles, and then I'll post up, listen, kind of figure out where they're at, and just try and get as close to them as possible. And then once I kind of pinpoint them, I can kind of make a move on them, try and get around them and set up. And then I've had pretty good luck calling them in, later in the morning. Typically I don't really hear them start, getting fired up until, 7 o'clock, sometimes as late as 7:30. So we got some time, so we'll see what we can do, and I'll see you at the boat ramp. Alright, we're finally on the water. As you can probably see, dealing with some limitations here. So, I forgot my main battery for my trolling motor. which I was charging last night, so that's a little bit aggravating, but it is what it is. Got a secondary battery, and it's got okay charge. It's not great. Then I also forgot my trolling motor side mount, so I've done some engineering on this thing, and I've just got it attached to the side of the Canoe, and it's doing okay. It's not great, but it'll get me there. I at least have a paddle, so if all else fails, I can paddle this rig and it'll be fine. It's about 6:12. That's sunrise. So we are at sunrise right now. So definitely late. I got a good ways to go. I don't know if we're gonna get all the way up there by the time they quit gobbling, but I'm gonna keep my ears open all the way up there. I got public land right here, and then down the river. I gotta go up a little bend, and then I got a bunch more public on one side. We'll see how it goes. I'll let you know when I see something interesting or hear a gobbling. Stopped to listen here a little bit and didn't hear anything. This area right here is pretty easily accessible from the roads. I think they're gated on the other side, but you can pretty easily just walk straight down and get pretty close to the creek here. So that's why I typically don't see or don't hear any turkeys in this area unless it's like a really hot, really good day where they're fired up and gobbling everywhere. I've only heard turkeys here a couple of times, and usually real early season on a perfect day. So far I haven't heard anything in this zone, and I don't really expect to. When I go a couple more miles upstream here, you get to an area where there's no roads that go directly to it, and there's actually some like a big swamp between this area of the stream and like the nearest road access. So usually there's a ton of turkey sign there. Hearing an owl hooting pretty consistently up ahead here, but I'm not hearing any gobbles following it, which is kind of concerning because I'm kind of getting into the zone here, and I would have thought that an owl firing off like that would get at least one gobble. But I'm not really hearing it. But we still got a little ways to go. There's a little private boat landing campsite thing right up here. And usually, once I get past it, I'm kind of, far enough away from, easy access. That's usually where I start hearing some action. So, maybe I'm just not there yet. It's getting kind of late. It's almost 7 o'clock. I'm still not back to where I want to be. That was huge. I don't know what that was. Some big old fish just came out of the water right there. I got this motor rigged up. It's not sticking out far enough from the side of the canoe, so if I turn too far to the left, I hit the canoe. It's not a big deal. It's not going to knock a hole in it or anything because it's plastic propeller, but it'll makes a loud ass noise, which is perfect when you are in the zone. But yeah, I'm rounding the bend right now and coming into the area where I've had all the action the past 3 years. Then last year, opening morning, I came up in here and about 7:20, didn't hear anything until that point. And one started gobbling still on the limb, and he flew down. I called him in to about 30 yards, shot at him, missed him. He ran off, and little did I know there was another guy just on the other side of the island that must have been trying to call him in too, and he shot him. And then I did kill a turkey later on that day, but it was in a different area on the same river. But then, like I say, opening day this season back here, I had a tom on private on the field on the other side, and I called him right down to the water. But he never would cross. And then I ended up the second week of season, called in 11 different turkeys, had a nice tom at about 45 yards, but he was strutting, and I tried to mouth call at him to get him to kind of come back around, but for some reason that spooked him, and I never got shot. I had another one come in that same day to about 90 yards, and he kind of circled into some trees where I couldn't see where he went, and then he just kind of moved off with some hits. So ton of action back in this area. And most of the time I'm not hearing anything out here until 7:15, 7:20, 7:30, and then there's always the chance to get on something later in the day. So we're gonna see what happens. I'm just gonna kind of cruise up through here. I don't call from the river because I think that's unnatural. I've seen people try it and not, and seen turkeys that were gobbling on their own quit responding. So I don't do that. I don't owl hoot. because I'm not good at it, and half the time they don't gobble at it anyway. So in this area, I just kind of enjoy the river, cruise around, listen, and then when I hear one, I make a move. If I don't hear anything by about 8:30, I'm gonna start fishing, and I'll just keep cruising this area and hanging out. And if I don't hear one first thing in the morning, hopefully I hear one later in the day. But that's the game plan. We'll see what happens. Passing the spot right here where I've actually called in almost all those turkeys I was talking about. Not hearing anything from the boat. It's almost 8:15. So I decided I just stopped in kind of a random spot. Just kind of an easy spot to get off. And there's a bunch of willow oaks in here. I'm leaning against one. Don't see a ton of scratching or anything, but just gonna do a little bit of calling and see what I can see. If I don't hear anything in 5-10 minutes, I'll probably just move on, but I need to get out, kind of get my gear together anyway, and probably kind of get my fishing stuff together before I leave this spot, and may do a little bit and kind of see what's going on, but see if anything answers. The wind's picking up a little bit, but it's not too bad. Ow. Not looking good. Ooh, that's a nice one right there, boy. Oh, that's an eater. Something got a hold of him. All right, that was fun. Got one. Alright. Not as big as the last one, but not bad. Decent bluegill. Alright, I've eased in here inland quite a bit to an area I've never been before, but it's really pretty in here. Really nice open bottom that's kind of got, you know, some high ground in here, so it's not all just swamp. I've caught a little bit, and now I'm just gonna sit here for 25-30 minutes and see what happens. I haven't heard a gobbler or anything. I'm just feel like this might be a good area. So we're gonna give it a few minutes here. Also, found somebody's ladder stand. Hey, Bubba. It's a big snake. I don't know if you can see it, but there is a wood duck posted up under that log, hiding. All right, that's a wrap on 2025 turkey season. Caught some fish, saw some turkeys on some of my hunts. Called a few in, just never got a shot. Had a lot of fun, spent a lot of time on the river and in my new canoe setup. So that was cool. Everything worked good, and I will definitely be using it some more for deer season. But that's it for turkeys this year. Didn't come out one, but say it was a good season.